Hi everyone, my name is Brian. I'm a TNC driver here in Los Angeles, California. I recently created a video on how to teach some drivers, or really not how to teach, but well, it was kind of to teach and to encourage drivers on how to increase their earnings by using the Uber platform, the Uber software, and in particular how to drive for Surge. I'm sure if you're watching this, you probably know what surge is. It's when prices increase based on demand, supply, as they say. So I created this video, and our local NBC affiliate here got a hold of the video and created a little story. I'll put links down to the story in this video, along with the original thread that I created over on Uber People. So they picked up this video and created a little story on how us drivers kind of drive for surge. And I mean, their story wasn't really specific as to gouging or manipulation or anything. That was kind of gray. Credit to Gotti and over at NBC and the producers over there for kind of not turning into this big old drama thing about us drivers trying to gouge people or manipulate the system, as some of the other news people took it, or some of the media took it. Um, I'll post a link down to the Washington Post article. I think in there it might mention the word gouge, and it might mention manipulation. Oh no, actually, I think it mentions gouge in the Washington Post article, and then actually, if you watch the video, the NBC video, um, the response they got back from Uber said something about manipulation. So even Uber themselves, their spokesperson said, manipulating the software, uh, which I'm not, and I'll explain everything in the video as to me what I'm doing and why I do it. See, a little background. So back in January, Uber cut their rates, almost like nationwide. They cut them severely in a lot of markets. Um, and with that cut, a lot of drivers quit. Me myself, I went to go drive for Lyft. Um, I'm approved for the three major TNCs that we have here: Lyft, Sidecar, and Uber. So I made the choice. Choice is pretty key in all these videos that you'll be hearing from me or seeing from me. Uh, Choice is pretty key. So I made the choice to go drive for Lyft when they cut their rates. Um, so I was pretty content doing Lyft for a little while. I think maybe I did it for a couple weeks, maybe about a month, just strictly Lyft. And I decided to agree to Uber's 90 cents and just really supplement with Uber. Just really take a couple rides every day and just supplement with Uber. I wouldn't be happy, but I'd be able to survive. I think survival is key right now with these TNC companies, them battling each other. Um, so I accepted Uber's rate cut, and when I accepted the rate cut and I logged in the system, I noticed that it started surging here. It never surged here in LA, ever. And it was like a rare thing, but it started happening pretty consistently. Um, and I knew from the past, I knew for driving pretty much over a year, in some markets, in particular San Francisco, the home of all these companies, uh, that there were drivers up there that would, wait for it to surge and take those rides. And I was like, cool, if it's surging, I'm just going to wait and, take the surge rides, increase my earnings. It's not something that I'm doing. I'm not doing anything to the software to make it surge. I'm just simply waiting. I'm waiting for the opportunity. And I decided to wait, and I started making money. I started making, more money than I would on the Lyft side. So I kind of stuck with Uber. And during this time, I read a post somewhere that said, Uber has a policy of you have to accept every ping. You know, you have to accept every request. So you accept them. But they really had no policy as cancellations. And I'll show some documentation on the cancellation policy. I mean, if they have one. Somebody posted on a, I think it was Facebook or something, that you have us as drivers, we as independent contractors, drivers, we have a choice. We can accept the ride. We can look it over, look at the details, see how far it is away from us, see what price it is, and we can cancel without any consequences to us, without us being, the word is deactivated, without you know, any kind of deactivation whatsoever. As long as you did it within the first, I don't know, I keep on hearing different things. I keep on hearing 15, 10, 12, 7 seconds, somewhere around there. So I was cool. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try it. Other drivers saying you can do it. So I'm going to try it for a week. I'm going to try it and just see if I get a notification from Uber. I was risking it. It was a risk because this is my primary job right now. I decided to, give it a shot for a couple weeks. And, lo and behold, I would accept one, I would accept them, and I would cancel the ones that I did not think were beneficial for me, mainly based on price. I had no idea where they were going. I just knew that where to get to them. I knew the address. I knew how far it was going to take for me to get to them, and then I knew what price they were going to pay. That was it. So I did this for 2 weeks, and I did not receive any notification from Uber. I did not receive a text. I opted out of their texts a while ago, actually, because they have a tendency to send texts that are like, "Hey, it's busy," and then you kind of go out there, drivers go out there, and it's not busy because there's other drivers that are out there following those texts. So I opted out of those texts, and I never received a notification ever, anything. And I did this for a couple weeks, maybe about a month or so, and I, sometime after, within that month, I also got this, like, it was like a post, a white paper on Facebook again, one of the Facebook groups that I'm on, and it spelled out pretty much everything. It was everything that you needed to do to earn more money, and not really that. There was some keywords in there. One of them being patience, and the other one is giving yourself value. You have to find out how much you're willing to drive for. Uber's not going to do it. I realized this a couple months ago. Uber is not going to, they're not going to control they're not going to control your wage. Lyft, Sidecar, same thing. They are not in this game to have you be their employee. You're not their employee. So they don't guarantee you money at all. And that's what this white paper kind of spelled out. I'll put a link down into the, like I said, in the description, and you can go over to the forum and just read the white paper. It kind of said everything. So once that white paper came out, I was like, you know what, I'm going to create a video and, kind of show you guys just to be patient. Wait, 5, 10, 15 minutes, whatever, however long it takes, and, make a little bit more money, because that's what we're here to do, is we're here to make money. And it has nothing to do with gouging, and it has nothing to do with manipulating the software. My phone isn't rooted. I just accept rides and I cancel them because they're not, within my best profit. The way I run my car, that's what a lot of drivers forget, is you have to run your car. I mean, it takes money to drive this thing, period. And you're either going to pay for it now or you're going to pay for it later when you have to replace tires, brakes, and all that stuff. There's tons of videos on YouTube about people breaking down how much it costs. You can go look for those, but that's not this. This is more education, and this video is for education, and it's a tutorial, and hopefully it'll encourage you to get on the road and make a little bit more money. You have to have patience, and you have to have discipline. Two words my mentor used a while ago, or a mentor that I had: just patience and discipline. I created this video and the white paper. I had the white paper and the video. I posted those up on Uber People, and I was like, hey, look, my comments were never about gouging or manipulation. Actually, the one phrase I did use is like, hey, let's get on the surge bus together and ride to profits, I think I said, which is true. Us drivers are getting on the bus. Uber is the one that's driving. Uber creates the software. These TNCs create their software. They know what they're doing. They are the ones that are in control of the software. Uh, we drivers are simply just getting on the ride. Hopefully, it's a lucrative ride, whether it be 1.5, 1.2, whatever your multiple is, your choice. So that's what we want to do. And that was it. I put those two things together. I posted them up on Uber People, and I was like, hey, can you guys just kind of wait, or let's try to earn some money? I mean, at this time, the guarantees are going on, the hourly guarantees, and when I posted this kind of whatever secret about accepting and canceling rides, a lot of drivers, some drivers were livid. I got into this big text conversation with one driver, and it just went nowhere. And I don't understand why people are so afraid to do what I do. I mean, they're afraid of Uber, yeah, because it sucks. Because one day you could wake up and you just be deactivated, and that's true. But you have a little leeway. You have some play. I mean, if you don't believe me, email Uber. That's what I did. I asked them if what I was doing was okay. And I specifically said, is it okay if I cancel based on price? And they didn't say yes and they didn't say no. They give you, you have to tell you when, if anybody has any experience with contacting Uber, their local Uber office, you either get two responses like, don't, you can't do it, or you get the other one, you're free to operate your business as you please. So that to me is yes, this is true. I can operate my business, my car as I please. And yeah, if nobody believes me, then just email Uber. I've been doing this for a while, and these videos and everything will hopefully teach you how to do this. Surge is not about gouging people. It's taken me a while to figure this out too. I mean, you sit in their car for a while, and you look at the software, and you're like, what the hell is it doing? Why is it changing every minute? What's going on? Surge is about, it's dynamic. It's about negotiation. It's an auction process. That's what it is. It's about how much you, the driver, are willing to drive your car for and how much the person is willing to pay. That's it. It's going to match you up with somebody that's willing to pay a higher rate because they have to get some because it's dynamically changing. It's changing constantly. And one of the biggest factors in the price for drivers that complained about all these rate cuts and everything, it's Uber is not here to guarantee your wage. You have to work. You're gonna have to work. The days of it, you just opening their app, making like $2 an hour or $2 a mile, those are over. Those are over. You're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to come up with a strategy, not only a search strategy, a driving strategy. You need to know where to be and when to be. And that's what Surge. If a driver is willing to pay to take a default rate ride, then guess what? That hurts the rest of us drivers. It's not going to hurt, the passenger. The passenger, is happy they can get a fair price. A lot of times passengers don't even know what the default rate is, what the base rate is. They have no clue. So it's not going to hurt them. If you as a driver decide not to give a surge ride, not only are you hurting yourself monetarily, you're not earning more income, but you're hurting the rest of us drivers because we're in this big game together. And it is a big game. And Uber is, they're trying to figure everything out and we're trying to figure everything out together. So surge is not about manipulation and it's not about gouging. It's just whatever the market can bear at the time. Whatever you're willing to drive for. If you are willing to drive for the base rate, then fine. If you're not, then you need to wait. And sometimes if you wait long enough, it pays off. Uber is not going to teach you how to do this stuff. I saw a video today of a guy. He said, you just sign up, you download the app, and there you go. Uber doesn't teach you anything about the app. I mean, they have like a couple little videos, but some of the advanced stuff, like maybe this, coming up with a strategy, knowing where to go in the morning. No, it's sink or swim. Either you flourish or you're gonna flounder. You're just gonna be like sink to the bottom. So Uber doesn't teach you any of this stuff. It's up to us as drivers to kind of teach each other and encourage each other and to, increase our wages is really what it's going to be about. I think coming in the future, $1 here in Los Angeles, that's it. It's going to stay like that for a long time. So if you're going to sit in your car, go on to whatever forums and be angry at Uber for cutting the rates again and or not increasing them enough, only giving you kicking in 10 cents this time. They're not your employer. You are your employer. It is up to you to come up with a strategy, be patient, wait for the price to rise, and then give good rides. Simple as that. So I'm hoping I'm thinking about making a few videos, and I hope my explanation as to why I'm making these videos is clear. Um, if not, once again, they're just here for education and to teach. That's it. I'm not here to disparage Uber, disparage uh, Lyft or Sidecar. None of that's gonna happen here. I'll try not to. I mean, it might slip out just a little bit, but just not. It's not about them. These companies are just software companies, and it's about learning how to use the software. That's it. Uber, I think, right now has the big advantage. Not only from the rider side, they have a bigger marketing budget, kind of the bigger name, but also on the driver side. It allows me the opportunity to earn money, to increase my wages, what I earn. And all I have to do is sit and be patient, kind of put myself in a good position, and hopefully hope that you other drivers know that we don't have to drive for these rates. You can increase your own. Nobody is forcing you to take that default rate fare. Nobody is forcing you to do that. You decide to turn on the app. You decide to push the button. You decide to accept it. Don't be angry at Uber. I know this is not going to be like a Uber is the best company video ever. They have their problems too. But don't be angry at Uber for not increasing their wages. Or for one thing, you should not even be like, Uber did this. Uber needs to increase my wages. No, they don't. You need to increase your wages. You need to know how the software works. You need to understand how it works before you start moaning about, the wages being crap or the fares being crap. Yeah, they are kind of crap. But then again, even here in LA, if it surges to, I would say about anywhere from 2.5 to 3 times, if it surges that high, it is considerably less than a taxi. And not only that, we're to your door in 5 minutes. You have to the riders have to understand the value that we offer, and that's kind of getting lost in this whole thing. They only see the price, and that I understand that, and that's kind of Uber's marketing. They're gonna have to change. I think their biggest mistake was naming the thing Surge. Surge is kind of like a really weird name. It's almost like it has a, I want to say it sounds negative in a way. Um, Maybe in the future they might change it. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Um, and tie it more along to, hey, this is what the market is asking for at this time, and that's just it. It has nothing to do with the gouging. It's I need to make a decision as a driver. All you guys need to make decisions as a driver on what you value your time at. That's it. If if you value your time at whatever the default rate is in your city, fine, then don't complain. Then take those rides and don't complain. Nobody's forcing you to take those rides. But then again, if you're not helping and if you see another Uber driver driving and you don't tell him this, if you don't tell him that, by taking those default rates, you're hurting everybody else, this is your problem. I'm gonna make these videos. You know, Maybe one or two of you have noticed me in LA driving around. I might have even given you some papers or some cards or something I keep around with me that say, like, hey, look, read this, read it, understand it. Know your value. Educate yourself. Do not give default rate fares. That's me. So I'm trying to get this out to help other drivers. If you're a rider and you see this, I don't want it to be negative in any way. Um, I think we provide a great value, and um, Uber is just a software company. That's all they are. They don't provide our cars. They don't provide anything. They provide us with the software. That's it. And I'll go more into this and maybe some of the other videos and kind of get hopefully change your mind the way you think about Uber, what you think about Uber, and this whole using the word wage, um, and hourly guarantees and all that stuff. Uber is not going to help you. You're not going to get. They're not going to provide you with any kind of insurance or anything for your car, for your health, nothing like that. You have to do that. You're going to have to. And fortunately, they have a huge marketing budget. They're expanding, they're growing, and you have an opportunity. That's it. You just have an opportunity. You're not an Uber driver. You don't work for them. If you ever listen to their ads, they say drive with Uber. With. Not drive for Uber. You're not driving for them. You're driving with them. Like if, they're kind of maybe your friend, and they are. Your business partner, as I like to say. Partner. And they are. They take their cut. But they're not there to make you increase. They're not there to help you increase your earnings. They're not going to tell you where to go in your city. They're not going to tell you, yeah, they do say like, hey, come out to Coachella with the other 500 drivers and try to sit around for 5 hours and make $20. Yeah, cool. That's what they want. They want people to. I mean, they're more concerned about providing. Or they're more concerned about us drivers being there when the riders need us. Simple as that. So I hope this video isn't too preachy, too crazy. On my next video, I will be explaining. I'm gonna go into what gives me the confidence to do what I do to, drive Surge. What in the agreement? I'll show you the paperwork. What in the agreement gives me the confidence to, accept rides, look them over, and decide whether or not I want to take them without, fear of getting deactivated from Uber. So we'll go into that next. If you can, as usual, all these YouTube videos, like, comment, subscribe. I think even if you're watching on the web down there somewhere, there's a little cog and there's a sign up for notifications, and you can get notifications sent directly to your phone. So when I do post the next video, you'll get that. In the meantime, I mean, if you guys comment, I'd be happy to comment. I'll be happy to help you guys out. I mean, if you want to talk crud to me, just tell me I'm stupid. Send me private messages like over on Uber people telling me not to do this because it's going to be the end of the world for everybody. We're all going to lose money. Oh my God, it's done. They're going to shut it off. Go ahead. You can do it all you want. I've been doing this for well over 6 months. I know other drivers have been doing this probably for a year or so. So this little ability to accept and cancel is probably going to be around for a while. And it's not our fault that we have to kind of do this. This is an option within the software. If Uber were to redesign the software so I could just push a button and say, hey, I don't want this one, and not have the passenger involved at all, that would be great, be beneficial for all of us. But they don't, so we have to do these little things. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and then I'll keep you posted. Hopefully the next one will come in about a week or so. And bear with me while I learn this whole YouTube thing too. Thanks, guys. Take care. Be safe. Drive safe.